Welcome to DoorDash Drivers Live with Mr.BetonYou. Happy Easter to everybody out there that celebrates that holiday. It's been a fantastic weekend, really great week. I'm going to get into a lot of things today in tonight's live channel. All you got to do is hit the thumbs up, share the content, and we'll begin the show. A lot of you are here for the thumbnail, the description. Maybe you're here just because it's Sunday. This is the place you like to come to end your week. Either way, I'm glad you are here. We have a lot of great information to share. Something that's, I've had this channel for 3 years, a little bit over 3 years. And it was always something I talked about, wanting to get in the door of DoorDash. I'm not in the door, I'm not in the office, but I had a sneak peek in the window. And I will get in that door. And I always told you guys, when I get reached out, when DoorDash reached out to me, when I have a communication with them, a convo, an email, I will share it with you. I'm going to do that today because that time has come. I'm going to be transparent with you. I'm going to give you my thoughts. I'm going to give you DoorDash's thoughts. I asked them some questions. I'll pull up a community post that I put up on Friday. And I asked you guys, well, I'll put that up. But I basically asked you guys, if you could ask DoorDash one question, what would it be? I asked them the question I wanted to ask them and a few others. So if you don't know, I was at downtown LA for Curbivore, the second year in a row. Curbivore is an event that basically puts together businesses and movers and shakers and decision makers in LA, or really over the country, and even actually over the world. I was in a car with somebody that was operating a vehicle from Warsaw, Poland. If you know, you know, if you saw that video. Curbivore is an event that puts people together that are trying to reshape the gig economy, autonomous, robotics, how we move, how we work, and investors that might want to invest in the companies that are looking towards the future of the gig economy. So something that isn't going to affect most of us right now, for sure. But it's something to keep a pulse on, and I wanted to give you guys that information. I did that. I went live, shared some videos. You can look it up. I'm not going to talk about Curbivore, but that is the event that I talked to DoorDash at. I'll get to that in a minute. All you got to do is hit the thumbs up, share this content. I think this is going to be impactful for some of you guys. I'll give you my thoughts on some things and what I think is going to happen in the very near future and how it might help us. And maybe it won't. I don't know. You guys can decide that and share your opinions in the comments. If you're watching a replay, put them in the comments, put them in a live chat, all that good stuff. Don't know how long I'll be on live today. It's been a very long weekend. Today's been a very long day, but I'm going to make this short, concise, informative, and I'll read some of your comments and we'll break this down together. Okay. Sam says Curbivore was a bit boring. Ain't gonna lie. Sam, appreciate you for coming out. Have a great night, man. You can go somewhere else with the negative vibes. Appreciate you. Shout out to Sam Lee. Wink, wink. Let's see. Where do I start? First, let's go. Let me give some shout outs to some people because I mentioned Sam Lee in the house, but let's talk about some actual, some real individuals. So let's see. Daddy, Omar, Dash from Cyprus, Princess and Sarah. Appreciate you. Two Swords, James, Inc., Dash from across America. Chuck, how you doing, brother? Juan's in the house. Jeff, Kevin, always a pleasure. April Bean, always a pleasure to see you. Jeff, John, Tiki Chops, always a pleasure, my friend. Brandon, how you doing? Breaking bread with the enemy. We'll get into that. I'm going to give you guys some. I told you guys when and if the day would ever come that DoorDash would email me, reach out to me, that I would be 100% transparent with you, and I'm going to do that tonight. I told you guys when and if that day ever came. And if you've been watching me enough, I've said that probably over the last couple of years, 20, 30 times. If DoorDash reaches out to me, I'm going to tell y'all immediately. That day has come. That's what this live is about. This is exclusive content that I don't think you've heard or going to hear from anybody else. So if you want to watch, you can watch. If that's boring to you, get out of the room. Jessica, what up? April Bean, upcoming 2020, Gig Wars Officials Red. How you doing? Happy Easter to you as well. Lisa, Juan, and Grubs. But Soda, what's up, man? Appreciate you being a channel member. Hockey PNC, what up, what up? Upcoming 2020, Mike, the vlog, Internet God. Fasano, Texas Tough, Jody, always a pleasure. Ryan, trying to talk to see everybody that's in here. Grace, Mega White's wife, Canada Club Chicago, Mary Sims, Big Carl, what's up, brother? Always a pleasure to see you here. Hope you had a great week. Debbie, raised on Scrabble. It should be interesting. I think some will think it is interesting. Absolutely. I'm going to break down the conversation we had, who I had it with, the email they sent me the day after. I'm going to break everything down. I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to read verbatim what that was about. I'm going to give you my perspective, but also I'm looking to hear your guys' thoughts on it as well. Full transparency on tonight's video. Clenord, what up, what up, what up? Eric, Joseph, Juan, Handsome Hustler, always a pleasure to see you. Minion Plays, what up, what up, what up? Happy Easter to you as well. And Nick and Aw94. All right, I think I shouted out everybody's name. But first, I hope you guys had a great week. Hope you had a great Easter. I hope some of you were able to take the day off and celebrate it with family. Obviously, I was at my dad's today, saw my two sisters, my brother, my father, my nephew, my niece, my two nephews, my new niece. Today was a fantastic day. Found Easter eggs with my daughter. You know, was away from them for 2.5 days. Today, it's been a great week. My vibes are extremely high. I'm going into the week with a lot of energy. But first, I'll share the post that I put up on Friday. I think I put it up Thursday night or Friday morning, right before the event. Okay. And I'll give you guys, I'm going to share that post because I want to read some comments. I wasn't able to read all of them, right? I basically asked you guys a question and I want to see if I can't find it. I want to read some of what, you know, your guys' perspective on what you would ask if you were going to talk to a DoorDash person. Let me see. Give me a second to find it. You guys can hit thumbs up while I'm doing that. Okay. So let's click on that. Just give me 1 second. I'll find it. It won't take too long. Appreciate y'all for being here. Happy Easter. There it is. Okay. Let me pull this up on the screen for you guys. And we'll read a few comments and I'll talk about, and then I'm going to read the email that I got. And I'm going to be transparent with you guys and I'll give you my breakdown of it. Okay. Okay. So let me go ahead. Okay. So let me share this screen. Oh, I don't want to do that. Okay, here we go. Up. I think it should show up there. Okay. Excuse me. Let me make it a little bit bigger if I can. Let's give it the solo layout. Let's just give it, we don't need my face on there. Okay. So let me go back in here. Let me just read some of these comments. Let me open this up. This was my question to you guys 2 days ago. If you could ask a DoorDash executive one question, what would it be? Let me know in the comments. I'll be speaking to 2 of them today at Curbivore. So that was basically in the morning. So 46 of you guys had, some of you guys had some good jokes and some, you know, but let's read a little bit of this real quick. Okay. My question, why do you not respect us is the first comment. Why do you keep lowering the base pay? After all, without us drivers, DoorDash would not exist. That's a good one. I'm actually going to heart that. I'm going to get into the question I asked, but I'm going to get also into today what I'm looking to gain in a positive way from the communication and the open line of communication that I'm going to form with DoorDash. That's important here. That's very key. Okay. Ask them to justify the current base pay. Why is $2 an order acceptable? Why is it decreasing over the past few years? Would a DoorDash executive accept some of the $2 offers we receive on a daily basis? That's the second comment. Really good one. You should be able to exclude your offers from certain places. I'm tired of declining offers from the mall simply because I drive by. Very good. Another one. Would you accept a $2 offer? So the first 3 out of 4 are talking about money. The fifth comment. Fifth comment. Why don't they raise the suggested tip or make people at least tip something for the service? And why do they keep cutting Dashers' pay? Another one about pay. Not surprised by that. When a customer orders from a chain restaurant or even a local one with more than one location, why are orders not sent to a location close to the customer? Yeah, that's one that there's various reasons about that, not necessarily DoorDash's fault. The Insane Dasher says, what they're reasoning with continuously lowering our base pay. I mean, I just want to hear it from them. Be tough. If you have to tactfully put your hoodie on, do it. Oh, I like that. Another one about pay. What should your mother think of how you pay treat your drivers? Another one about pay. Why are y'all stealing $2? Why are y'all stealing $2 in base pay on every stacked offer? Another one about pay from Big Carl. With the base pay getting lowered, why doesn't that money go into making the app better? Another one about pay. Why do Dashers get contract violations when customers lie about not getting their food? Not fairly, especially when Dashers have proof of still violations. Oh, what's the future of the LOP look like? Why do they hide tips? So a lot of these are about pay. Okay, let me get rid of this screen real quick and put myself back up. Okay. I'll get into the email in just a minute. Hit the thumbs up if you like the content. This is exclusive. You're not getting this anywhere else. Now, let me get into how it happened. Thursday night, I met and was first introduced to a gentleman that is part of the executive of the PR department of DoorDash. And there was two other people there, okay? The one was the one I had kind of a good 30-minute conversation with and then had an email correspondence with, okay? I'll share her title when I get to the email. I'll read what her title is out of full disclosure and transparency, okay? Now, I want to also say this. This isn't no groundbreaking. I'm not going to share anything with you that is going to be brand new information. But I told you guys, if and when that ever happened, I was going to share it and I would say what they told me and what their future and what it might mean for us. Before I get into the email and my perspective, I want to say one thing. This is my goal. Because I'm going to say this, I'm going to go out on the limb, but when I say things are going to happen on this channel, if I've said 100 things, 98 or 99 of them have happened. I've done it, or I've been a part of it, or it's happened eventually. That is a fact. I haven't always been right, but I'm very passionate about certain things. And when I put my mind to something, that shit's going to happen. That's just how it is on this channel. If you know, you know. If you've been around long enough, it doesn't mean that I always make the right decision. I have the right conversation. I do the right thing. But if I say I'm going to do something and I want to achieve something on this channel, it happens. And I'm going to say this right now. I will be in a room with Tony or a decision maker. It might not be just Tony, or a massive decision maker with DoorDash to try to have them hear your perspective, your concerns. Whether they do something with that, I have no idea. We know they have the DoorDash Council already. I'll say this right now. I feel like I am one step above the DoorDash Council people because they share things and they've been able to implement some things actually that have been positive. I feel like the communication the open line of communication I'm going to have with these DoorDash representatives is going to be more impactful than being a part of the DoorDash Community Council. And at least the least thing that they're going to do when I sit and talk to Tony or his right-hand man or woman, I will ask hard questions. I will bring information from you guys, and I'll have them at least have to give me an answer to something. Does that mean we'll spark change? I have no idea. But I told you guys at some point, I will be in that motherfucking room, and I will not hold punches. I will not be PC. I will ask hard questions that a lot of you guys want answers to. And that could be impactful for some. That is going to happen. And I will document that on YouTube. I want to be very clear. And that's why I'm sharing this with you guys today. Okay? The one thing that I'd like to see them change that I think could be impactful for us, benefit them in some ways, and the merchant and the consumer, because we have to look at this from a wider lens. We can't just be like, I want more money. I want more money. I want more money. It doesn't work like that. Companies don't operate like that. Okay? And I realize that. I worked at a casino, the biggest casino in North America, Pinnacle Entertainment. You can look it up. Pinnacle Entertainment. And I was part of conversations where we would do surveys of our team, everybody on the team, management, down to the people cleaning the toilets, the people changing the bed sheets in the hotel, the dealers, the servers, bartenders. We do surveys in all the departments. And we had people, decision makers, that would read those things. And we actually implemented things, positive change for some people. You can't make everybody happy when you're running a billion-dollar organization. But if you can get in the room, and I was in those rooms, part of those surveys at the casino, change can happen. That's why I've always said, striking is one way to do it. I don't think those people are going to get in the room. Mr.BetonYou is going to get in that room. I promise you that. I give you my word. That is going to happen. And some of y'all might laugh and say, you're not going to change anything. You're not going to change anything. Doesn't matter. I'm going to get in that room. I'm telling you that right now. March 31st, 2024, I will get in that room and I will ask the questions that I think are important and possibly you think are important. This is the one thing I like to see DoorDash do. And a lot of you guys talked about pay, so I think it goes in line with that. And I've been very consistent on my channel with being frustrated with this one thing. In 2024, with the cost of goods going up, inflation, gas is a fluid thing. Kind of funny, right? No pun intended. But it goes up, it goes down, but it's higher than it was a few years ago. And the cost that we have to endure, the driving situations, we're using our own automobile. The thing that I would like to see DoorDash change, and DoorDash, I attributed you. You might be watching it. We'll get into that as well. As one of the questions I asked them. We'll get into that. Just bear with me, okay? Bear with me. I want to get all this out for you guys. So it's very clear and transparent. And you guys, I'll read some comments and we'll talk about it. In no market, when I sit with Tony or that person and I have open lines of communication with these executives that I'll have, in no market there should there ever, regardless of, mostly if you're doing earn by order, but even if you're doing earn by time and you're getting paid for by minute and by time and all active time and all that, there should never, and I repeat, DoorDash, I want you to hear this. Drivers, let me know your thoughts. There should never be an order that is $2 or $3 ever. That is what I want to see stop. We should never see those orders. That would help with our acceptance rate, top dasher, whatever. It'd help with our mindset. It'd help with the level of respect that they're showing us. There should never be, if an order's 5 miles or more, the minimum pay on that should be $5. That's if there's no tip. Minimum. We should never see 5 for 2. We should never see 7 for 2. We should never see 5 for 3. We shouldn't see 10 miles for 4, ever. That's the one thing we can change. How? You might ask, if they say that. Listen, you guys do all these dumb ass promotions. There's a promotion right now. The more you do, the more orders you do from now until April 15th, you're entered into some kind of contest that's geared around March Madness. 4 drivers will win 2,000 and 10 drivers will win this or that. Get rid of all that bullshit. Get rid of the crazy peak pays that we don't need sometimes. Get rid of refer a friend. Here's $1,000. Use your money more wisely. Respect your drivers more. And I don't ever want to fucking see a $2 or $3 run. And if it's 5 miles or more, it's got to be at least $1 a mile. If it's $10, if it's 10 miles, it's got to be at least $10. That is what I'd want to see first. That's the one thing that could change because the money is there. Some of y'all might agree, disagree. That's what I would come to the table. Listen, you have to respect your drivers more. We should never see an order less than a gallon of gas in any prospective market. For us in 2024 to see $2 and $3 orders, $4 going 10 is absolutely disgraceful, DoorDash. You can do better. You should do better. And when I step in that fucking room, you're going to do better. That is my promise to you guys. I'm going to make this happen. And some of y'all are sitting there like, yo, Pedro's, he met some people and had some lunch and he thinks he's gonna. That's what I'm aiming for. We should never see $2 and $3 ever. Ever. The customer doesn't tip, that's why we see those. DoorDash has to come out of the pocket, funnel that promotion money, this money, the referral money, funnel it better, pay it to your drivers. We don't give a fuck about no March Madness promotion and you're giving away $25,000. Use your money more wisely. It is absolutely absurd that I might turn my app on tomorrow and see a $2 run going 7 miles like I did last week. That is abuse. Point blank, period. Anyways, $1 mile minimum is not enough. That's a start. I hear you. Some of you guys are going to disagree with me. I don't care. That's what I'm doing. I'm being open and transparent. That's what I'm coming into the room with to start. There'll be other questions, so we'll get into that. Okay. So let me see what you guys are saying. I'll get some shout outs. I'm going to read this email from you guys and I want to get you guys' perspective. Promotions are the least of my concerns. We are doing DoorDash to make money and contribute to our community. Screw the promotions. Juan, I couldn't agree more with you. I could not agree more with you. Funnel the money in a better, impactful way, and it will help them get orders quicker to the consumer. Put some comments in. What do you guys think? What up, Debbie? How you doing? Van Delicious Van Life. How you doing, man? Hope you're having a good day. Appreciate you being here. Space Invader, it was great to meet you, man. Go rent a car and do this and tell me how much those trips cost. Brand new car these days costs you $800 a month. I bet it does. Even if you did 3 deliveries in an hour with no tips, that's only $6. That's pathetic. That's my point, Micah. That's my point. They have to evolve the pay scale in different ways and not just doing earn by time. And because even then orders can be $2 and $3 if you get them done quick enough. That's not good enough. It's not good enough. What up, Deborah? How you doing? Pedro, I wouldn't do either one of those orders. I got to be $2 a mile. Absolutely. I get it. But there are enough drivers out there that will still take they'll take a $5 for 5 miles, depending on where it's at and time of day. There are people that will do that. And that's more respectable than taking a 5-mile run for 2, because some people are doing that as well. And it's just abuse at the end of the day. Pay for deadhead if the customer lives in the sticks, DoorDash. Not horrible. Not horrible. There's some situation. I think there's something within the algorithm that they can have the base pay higher. And sometimes they do that. It is what it is. Sometimes they do that. Seriously, what up? What up? Mike Drop Barbecue. If you want money, make more than the apps pay. Then the apps will see they have to pay you or lose you. I like that. If you want money, make more than the apps pay. And there's ways to do that. Mike Drop Barbecue he gives you guys information on a rideshare, how you can work off the books, getting certain licensing for certain marketplaces so you can work off the books directly, basically your business, making business with the consumer, right? All right, let's see. I'd offer you a recommendation as a way to combat legislation. When we say they did this to themselves, we mean it, says Race on Scrabble. Gotcha. Okay. If the order isn't worth my time, I must decline. Earn by time is a crap, no tip, no trip. It's hard as something. Yeah, I hear you. But that's just, that's my perspective. I just think it's embarrassing for a $1 billion company to offer $2 and $3 runs. Uber does the same thing. It's embarrassing. They can do better. And it's not about we're asking for a raise. We're asking you, the companies, to manage your business a little bit better. Keep your drivers, the ones making you money, a little bit more happy so we don't have to do the things that we do, right? It's very simple in my opinion. Let me get into the conversation and the email real quick. So I had lunch with, let me pull the email up so I get her. So we talked about the gentleman that was the executive of public relations. I'm going to share with you the first question I asked them and what the conversation looked like, but I want to get the title of the woman I talked to correct here. Okay, so that I am completely transparent. Okay, give me 1 second. I'll find it here in just a moment. Okay, I didn't have this geared up. It's been a long day, but okay, here we go. Okay, so she is the manager, Trust and Dasher Experience Communication. She manages a team of the Trust and Dasher Experience Communications. So when we talk about DoorDash Council, or like Uber has their people that talk to drivers and they're actually drivers and they have them in different zones and markets, these, companies have these kind of individuals in position to try to get the information that what's important to drivers, and they try to connect. Okay. So let me share with you, I'll share the email in a second, but let me share with you a question I asked them. Okay. The first thing I asked them that was interesting, because a lot of you guys bring it up and it's interesting to me. I asked them, how do you guys react? Well, do you guys react to what you see on social media, and how much are you guys watching? Because many of you think they are watching YouTubers. And we've proven based on other conversations I've had with other people like Bentley. He says, well, when I talked to him a couple years ago, they told me that they do watch because they saw my video referencing, they saw Bentley's video at the time. This was this is like 3 years ago that they mentioned that to him, and then he had a communication with them. But also there's Facebook and Reddit and TikTok. So it's not just YouTube, but when I say social media, like how aware are they of the pulse of the drivers? Are they watching Mike Drop Barbecue? Is Uber watching Jeff? Let me give you my perspective after what she said. Initially, she thought, well, what do you mean? Like react, like putting a comment in? I was like, no, like, do you guys see what we are saying? And when we are saying, well, hey, I'm in St. Louis, I figured out the hidden tips. Hey, look at the subtotal, because now DoorDash doesn't show subtotal and item count. So we, as a community of YouTubers and gig drivers, whatever social media platform you're on, we share information. My question to them was, when we share and find things out, do you guys react to that because you saw it on social media? And then do you change things within the algorithm? What do you guys think her response was? How often do you think DoorDash, because if DoorDash is doing it, Uber's doing it. Okay, they're very similar companies. How often do you think they are watching and keeping an eye out on social media? I'll pause for a second and look at your comments. How often? Adam Gwynn says, like when they fixed the glitch. Great point. Kenneth says, they probably don't give a F. Okay. I don't necessarily disagree with you. She said no, and I'd say they were lying. Listen, I can't tell if they're lying or not. Okay, I have to take things at face value. So I'm not going to get into that necessarily. Nathan says all the time, every day. Mike Drop Barbecue says they have hired teams to watch YouTube and social media for at least 12 hours a day. Where are you getting that information? I'm not saying that's not true. How do you know that? Why do you feel that? I'd love to know more. 50%. She said no, they weren't watching, but they are. They don't bear about anything. I feel like they are watching every time I go out and drive. Okay, this is what I'll say. She knew who I was. She said she's watched some videos. Now, I didn't ask her how much. She didn't say how much. I think she knew who I was more and watched more recent videos because she knew we were going to meet at Kerbivore. And she mentioned, hey, I know you keep it very real. You don't hold back. She referenced Sergio. Sergio's very similar. We just say what we feel. We're not very PC. We just say it how it is. Good, bad, and different. We just give it how it is, right? So they definitely watch. But she said her team doesn't watch as often as another. Obviously, big corporations like this have teams of people, like Mike Drop RP was referencing, that watch social media content. Based on how the conversation continued to go, I'll say this, and I say this with a little bit of confidence. They're not watching all of you guys. Okay? Unless something crazy happens, and they're going to watch more often when they're looking for information based on things that they've changed. So they watched more often. Uber did, I'm sure, when the strike stuff was going on. DoorDash will watch more often when something bad happens to a DoorDash driver or when they drop the base pay, or they're going to watch more often, I'm assuming based on the conversation, when they implement something new because they want to see what the reaction is. Most of what they're going to watch is not going to be somebody with 20 subscribers. So a lot of us seem to think they're watching everybody, or I got deactivated because of this. If you don't have a larger channel, they don't give a fuck. I'm telling you that right now. Most of the information that they're going to get on how we feel, 95% of it's going to come from the surveys that they put out. Because they're getting way more information from a survey and a way bigger number than 371 people that are watching right now. Or a video that might get 10,000 views. Hey, that's a great video for me and many others. Not significant in the grand scheme of things, guys, for DoorDash. It's not. So anybody that thinks, oh, I'm doing a ride along and maybe I'll get deactivated, they're not watching you. They could be. The chance that they're watching me on a regular basis, or more so a small channel, is so insignificant and low. Okay. We could have had all the gig tubers there at Kerbivore on Saturday. Okay. She would have known a few at best. I'm saying that I need you content creators to hear me loud and clear. Okay. With time, views and subscribers will come. You'll get more attention with that. That's how the world works. It is what it is. Now, you might be a smaller content creator and you might have a video go viral. Uberlift Phoenix had one when he reported on the Walmart thing. Walmart and Spark were watching his video because he's got 1 million views on it. If that video got 100 views, they don't give a fuck about 100 views. I need you guys to hear me loud and clear. So some of you guys are like, oh, I got deactivated because of this. No, not why. They don't care. They care about big spikes of things because then that's when it gets their attention. You could believe or not believe me. It is what it is. That's from the horse's mouth. Okay. Now, let's see. So this is the email. Let me read it to you. Hi, Pedro. Jen from DoorDash here. So great to meet you at Curveball. We want to make sure you have my email. My cell is also below. So she shared her cell phone. Feel free to text or call as well. I love to make sure the lines of communication between us are wide open and be a resource for any pressing questions you and your audience have. That means you guys. I'll also make sure to let you know about any announcements or updates that relate to Dashers. Now, a lot of you guys know that Bentley has or had, I don't know if he still does, a partnership, and a few other content creators did with DoorDash, and he would share certain things. So she's basically telling me, let's keep this open line of communication open so that they could better understand concerns from me, but me is you. We are the same. Our concerns might not be ideal, and we might prioritize things differently, but I want to bring your guys' concerns that are ones that could be impactful, right, to them. I want to do that if I can. We'll see how it goes. I also want to be very transparent. I am not being paid by DoorDash. I am not on the partnership program with them. They haven't talked about that. I haven't asked about that. I want to be extremely transparent with you guys. I am not being paid by DoorDash to do anything. Point blank, period. I want to be very clear. I'm being very transparent with you guys, okay? Updates that relate to Dashers. Hope you have a safe flight, blah, blah, blah. I have her information. I emailed her back. I will be in communication with these individuals to bring you guys information. When something is pressing and we're concerned about something that's really impactful, I will call these people and say, hey, this is what the community is saying. Why is this happening? And I'm going to get, whether they lie or not, I can't control that. But I'll at least get some inside information. And I think that could be impactful. It might give us an eye-opening to like, okay, well, Pedro talked about this. In 2 months, something might change, and maybe I might be the first one to break that information for you. And knowledge is power, and then you can proceed with however you want to proceed. Okay. Some of you might say, if he's a shill, DoorDash is doing this. I'm not getting paid. I'm not a shill. If you think I'm a shill, that's your personal problem. When I started this channel, I always said, I'm going to get my foot in the door. When all these strikes were going on, the protests, I respect anybody that feels like that's the way to do it. For me, I want to meet people, and I've said that last month and 2 months ago. I want a seat at the table. I literally sat at a table with somebody that maybe it's just a few links away from the top guy. I will sit again at that table via Zoom, via a phone call, via an email. I'm going to sit at that table again. If I talk to these individuals, and like, you know what, we want to come out to San Francisco. We'd love to hear more about what your audience is saying. I will get on the plane the next day and go to San Francisco. And some of you might say, well, this isn't going to change anything. Nothing's going to change. Nothing's going to happen. We don't know that. I'll try. This is my way. This is my way. Some other people might want to strike or protest. I have a growing respect now in some regards for those individuals. Do your thing. If that's how you're going to be impactful, and if that's how you think change can happen, do it. And let me do my thing. I'll get on a plane. I went to Curveball. I decided to go. I was going to go regardless, but then I decided to go with a more business mindset than just having fun and meeting people and hanging out with my friend Hannibal. Like when I knew DoorDash was going to be there, I said, oh, I'm definitely going to be there now. They're not going to stop me. All I need is the mouthpiece. All I need is the one-on-one, right? That's all I want. And if the conversation doesn't go anywhere, if it doesn't make any difference, it doesn't make any difference, but I tried. I don't want to see $2 and $3 orders. I want to see certain things changed on the app. I want to see a DoorDash council that is impactful, not just for a PR press release. Big companies do that. It looks good for PR. We can say we surveyed our 2 million drivers to our investors, and this is what they're saying. There could be some truth there, but I want something that is more real, more impactful, okay? I want to have an honest dialogue with people. I want to ask Tony to his face, dude, do you know there's $2 orders? And when you were doing DoorDash, would you take those runs? Most people don't tip in cash anymore. Would you let your nephew do a $2 run? Why is that a thing? Tony, how can we not make that something? How can we make the pay just more fair overall? Not every order needs to be a home run. It's not going to be a home run. But Dashers are tired of sitting in the batter's box and getting beamed with baseballs. Give us an opportunity. Put a bat in our hands. Sometimes DoorDash expects us to hit the ball. We don't even have a fucking bat, Tony. Give us a bat. Give us a chance. I'm gonna do that shit. And some of y'all are laughing. A few of y'all, I don't give a fuck about y'all. I don't care. Okay? What have you done? This is what I'd say to the people that are gonna be like, he's a shill. He ain't gonna. What are you doing, bro? You're sitting in your car delivering Papa John's right now, bitching and complaining. I went to Los Angeles. So get the fuck out of here and stop coming at me with all the negative shit. What have you done? That's what I'm going to ask you, lonely ass, dumb ass, trolls. What have you done for your community? I'm going to stand on that box right now. What have you done? My bad is huge. Every customer should tip minimum $3. Yeah. Mic drop. Facts, right? Listen. And me and Mike Drop don't always agree, but I respect him. He's done a lot. He's done a lot more than 99.9% of y'all. Torsten, a lot more than 99.9% of y'all. In a lot of ways, I feel like I've done a lot more than 99.9. Let's get to, like, what have you done? We have to look at things from the business standpoint, a little analytically. We can have some passion, but like, how do we get a seat at the table? I'm going to get a seat at the table. I'm going to tell you that right now. It's happening. This is just the beginning stage of it. Okay? Sergio's doing things. He has plans. I've talked to Sergio. I've met Sergio now 1, 2, 4 times, I think. He's been on the show. He has plans. He has ideas. He's doing things, actionable things. These are important. We need people like this to do things. And it doesn't mean that I have to agree with everything. People have to agree with me. Or why'd you go to Curveball? That doesn't mean anything. You had a conversation, Pedro. She sent you an email. She's just being nice. These things can be true, but I did that. What the fuck have you done? You could do things in your community. So instead of us just sitting here complaining about stuff, we have to have action behind the issue. Without action behind the issue, we are just miserable drivers in our car complaining all day long. And listen, I've done that. Y'all see me complain sometimes. But when there's action behind it, it makes the complaint more relevant. And we all just sitting around complaining, nothing will ever change. We're never going to do this. We're never going to do. I'm going to sit at that motherfucking table. I've been telling y'all this for not 3 years since I've been on YouTube, but the last 2. It's going to happen. And I'm going to document everything. I told you guys. I read you verbatim. The only reason I don't have this email up on the screen is because it has her phone number and email. And I'm not doing that. I'm not doxing. I don't want y'all calling her. But that's verbatim the email that I got. Jen from DoorDash here. So great to meet you at Curb War. Want to make sure you have my email. My cell is also below. Feel free to text or call as well. I'd love to make sure the lines of communication between us are wide open and be a resource for any pressing questions you and your audience have. Pressing questions. I'll also make sure to let you know about any announcements or updates that relate to Dashers. That's a positive. I don't see how that's a, I'm not putting her number in. Okay. I'd like to share that with y'all, but no, that's not professional. Okay. Once my hair grows another. So that's what happened this weekend. Really good event. I made some content. I went live. I drove a car that was being driven by somebody in Warsaw, Poland. A little scary, but it is what it is. What do you guys? Money's gonna always be money's always the one thing. Like Sergio says, show me the money. Show me the money. Our loyalty, most of us, our loyalty is going to lay within the pay and how the app works. I listened to some panels there. I met a lot of great people. These DoorDash people were just some of the interesting conversations I had. I had a lot of them. I didn't learn a whole lot necessarily, but I made connections and it gave me some perspective. Okay. And I think we have to remember one thing, and I'm going to say this, and some of y'all might not like it. These decision makers for these companies or these politicians, I think the mayor of LA was there. They're thinking about things on such a different scale than we are, guys. Most of us, and it's okay, most of us are concerned about $2, $3 orders, like I said, or concerned about this money, or 20 bucks an hour, 25 bucks an hour, earned by offer, earned by time. You know, I saw 8 phones lined up on all, and they were all Uber X on a table. I recorded it, did a video. And the pay on the same orders was sometimes the same, sometimes different. EV is supposed to get more. Tesla is supposed to, you know, gas is supposed to get less than this and more. And in debt, you know, they lie. We know these companies lie. They don't care about you and I. The things that they're thinking about are 5, 10 years from now, guys. The robotics, the autonomous. How do I do this? How do I do that? We just have to formulate, how do we make it better for us? Okay. And for me, if that means I go back, if I go back to Cali and when I go back and I sit in that room in San Francisco, I'll take a whole week off pay and not get paid for it. I don't care. I want to ask some questions. I want to at least say I tried. All right. I want to at least say, hey, this is what the community says. I have a decent pulse of the community here. I'm doing this at a full-time level still, been doing it long enough. I don't need to do this for 10 years to understand these apps. I have an audience that has questions, that feels good, some that feel bad, some that are part-time, some that are this. What can we change? Can we change one? Can we get one win? Maybe we ain't going to win the war, guys. This is a $1 billion company. Can we win a battle? Can we win a couple of battles? Can we get something more? Can we get something better for us? The way that I'm going to try, the way that I'm going to do that. I've already been trying, and now I actually got a connection. She told me she emailed me. She didn't have to. She already had my email. That's another thing. I didn't give it to her. She got it herself from my YouTube page. Think about that for a second. She didn't have to do that. I did not give this woman my email. She sought it out. Think about that for a second. And I'm not somebody that's going to be like pushed around. I'm not somebody, hey, Pedro, can you tell them this and that? Nope. I'm going to keep it 100% transparent with you like I always have, like I am right now. Verbatim what I told y'all. The minute I had that conversation, the minute I get an email, I said, DoorDash has never reached out to me. They never have until this weekend. I got that email the day after. Had a conversation, met him on Thursday, conversation meeting on Friday, got the email on Saturday. I told you guys, as soon as it happens, you're going to be the first to know. Only reason I didn't go live on Saturday, I'm at the airport all day coming back home. Otherwise, I would have given the information sooner. I said, I'll just wait till Sunday. I will sit at that table, a smile on my face, and I'll ask some hard questions. You know, we'll see what happens. I'm not going to promise anything, but the one thing I will promise is this is just the beginning. And I like to do this with other apps. Uber, I do Instacart. I already have a direct line with Curry. The logistics manager at Curry, I have his number. Talked to him on the phone once. I could talk to him tomorrow if I have an issue. I want to try to actually do things that are real. I want to have real conversations with individuals that are decision makers at the companies where we work for. To me, that's the only way we can have any kind of change. Jeff, appreciate you for being here, man. That's why my channel calls it protest and not a strike. Employee strike. Our contracts clearly say yes. I'm down with the protest. Jeff always get a little like when people say strike, I'm like, that's the wrong word. Like we can't. We're not employees. Even if you think we're, you know, some of you think you are, we're like misclassified. We're not. We are 1099s. That's how we do our taxes. We should move like that as best as we can, regardless of the app. We have to look at it a little more. We got to put our business caps on, guys. Right? It's okay to be emotional, mad, upset. I get that way all the time. I wear my heart on my sleeve, man. I say it how it is. I don't give a fuck. I say it exactly how I feel. When I'm pissed off, you know it. If I had a good day, you know it. I'm going to bring that same energy. When I was talking to these people, I was myself. I sat at the table, the same dude. I'm not trying to impress anybody. I'm not trying to get them to like me. I just want them to know what is pissing y'all off and what I see on the app. And I want them to answer for, why do y'all do this? Like, explain it to me. And maybe they have a logical explanation. Some of these people are very smart. Maybe they don't, but at least they can say, hey, I heard from that guy, Pedro. He's got a growing channel. You know, he makes a lot of content. He's got some ideas. Let's at least let's have lunch with him. Let's let him spend a day at DoorDash. And y'all can call me a shill. I don't give a fuck. Don't care. If you think I'm a shill and getting paid, unsubscribe to my channel because this channel ain't for you. I could care less about what you imbeciles think about me. You're not all imbeciles, but some of you guys are. You hate watch. You think this. You think that. You think just stay off my channel and go somewhere else. Okay, go back in your mom's basement, go to the trailer park, you know, eat your pork and beans, like, because you're never gonna succeed in life. You get more passion and pleasure from looking at other people doing shit. So go somewhere else with that negativity. This ain't the channel for you. Okay, deliver DoorDash for the next 50 years and be miserable. That's not what we do over here. That's not what most of you guys do. A lot of you guys level up your life and you do what you got to do. That's what Jeff, you know, like, you know what I'm saying. You get it too. So that's what happened this weekend. I'm looking forward to seeing, you know, I replied on Saturday, and as things come up, I'm going to have an open line of communication. Bentley Pedro. I don't know if you're saying I'm the new Bentley. Listen, I don't know. I'll say it again for everybody that's late. I do not have a partnership, paid or unpaid, with DoorDash, but I have a connection with them. That's what I'm forming. I'm not paid by them, okay? But I also want to be very transparent with you guys. If that opportunity came, if DoorDash just want to write me a fat check for something, for my time on helping them, I'm going to cash that check. If they want to write me a check to make false videos and spread bad information and lies, I will not cash that check, regardless of how big it is. But they want to send me a check for $100K. Hey, you want to do some videos? You want to upload this? You want to do that? You want to be a spokesperson? Where do I sign? Give me that motherfucking check. Yeah, absolutely. I'll take your money. I'm already taking it when I accept and decline. You want to write me a check for my time because I'm going to help y'all and help y'all and y'all? Oh, absolutely. At that point, you can call me a paid shill. I do not have anything like that right now. I want to make that very clear on record. Stepping stone, working on becoming. It is a stepping stone. It should be for most of us, and actually it is for most people. Okay, we got to remember, y'all, these panels and people I heard, companies like Waymo, Revel, I mean, they're all kind, not just Uber Eats, but autonomous and ones that actually have W-2 drivers. Revel's a company based out in New York City. They have W-2 drivers, not gig. Okay, they provide them with, other companies provide them with automobiles that aren't their own, and they're making $25 an hour. Not a bad gig. These companies, they publicly said and came out, showed analytics and numbers. Most people that do this work don't do it as often as you and I. Okay, we are the minority, man. For those of us that have been doing this for 5 years, 40 hours a week, that is like 5% of the people doing gig work, guys. Okay? So we have to understand the decisions that they make are going to be for the majority, not us. We are not the majority. A lot of people that do this a few hours a week, a couple hours a day, very part-time, for a couple of months, 6 to 8 months. The average life expectancy of a food delivery driver and rideshare as well. Very similar. Food delivery is a little bit less. Rideshare is a little bit more, but not significant. Do it very small amounts. And these companies know that. So the decisions that they make allow them to do it because of the frequency in which we do it and the turnover rate in the drivers. Like it is what it is. Because they know I'm just going to replace Pedro with somebody else. I'm going to replace Ryan with somebody. Canada Club Chicago. Like I'm going to replace somebody. It's very easy. That's why they have these crazy referrals. That's why they do these things. That's why they do these tier programs, the upfront pricing on Uber. They do all these things because they understand the person turning on that app maybe hasn't turned it on for a week and they don't even know what's really going on. They're just going to take some orders and make some money. That's it. We have to understand that. And we have to realize the reality of it if you are a full-timer so that you can make better decisions. We're just a number to them. Absolutely, we are. We are. And most companies, that's how they operate, man. These people that I met for the second year now, this one was obviously more impactful because I talked to some DoorDash reps, and they weren't there last year. This is the first time they did something like this, an event that had drivers there and companies there, right? And DoorDash is, I mean, they're there because there's other things. They're not just there to meet me. I'm not a big deal, okay? They're not just there to meet Sergio and Luis from Delivery TV, okay? They're not there for that. That's a small reason why they're there. They're there to also see what are these companies doing? Legislation. There's people here, decision makers. These companies are looking 10 years ahead, guys. We're thinking about 10 days most of the time, 10 minutes, 10 hours. Most of it, you guys are thinking about what's money going to be like. It's the day after Easter. These companies ain't tripping off that. They've already decided Easter. They already have the planned peak pay or not peak pay. They have all the information they need. They already know who's scheduled, who hasn't scheduled. You know, we got to start thinking like that as well. Appreciate the 5, Mary Sin. How do you feel about a person shopping an order and then passing the order to someone else to deliver it to customer? Man, you know what? That's a hot topic, and I'm going to hit it right on. It's happening obviously with Walmart, Spark, and a lot of places where the migrants are immigrants, and they got these teams of people. I learned a lot more about that this week, talking to Luis and some other people that have some firsthand knowledge. I don't like it. Now, on a certain level, Mary, I can respect the hustle because this country's built on hustlers. This country was, I mean, we've been hustling since this country's existence, and people figure out ways to hustle and make ends meet. I don't want to ever knock somebody's hustle, but I don't like the safety aspect of I'm getting Walmart Spark delivered or Instacart, and it says Madison is my shopper, and I show up. Think about that. I show up. I'm not Madison. Don't look like a Madison. Who is this person? Is this a stranger? Are they here? You know, I don't like it from that regard. So that's how I would answer that. But I understand why people do it. I'll say in the comment section to read some comments from you guys. Mark Lee says, regardless of what a company may want to believe, we are just a number to every company. Absolutely. And that includes W-2 jobs. Absolutely. Mom and pop stores might be different. Yeah, I think some mom and pop, if you've got, 20 employees or less, the care value is way different. And there are a lot of mom and pop that have that, right? Solo was there. They sponsored the driver meetup. Had a great time with them. Bryce, Selly, I met Selly for the first time. Bryce, the CEO, I've met him. This is our 3rd time. Last year at Herbivore, Denver, Colorado, GigCon, and then now. And we've talked and had Zooms. Bryce is a great guy. I mean, and he's got a company of, I think, 7 or 8 people. So it's a small team. They work really hard. So I think when you have a smaller team, that is a little bit different. Appreciate that, Thomas, man. Listen, some of y'all might not believe it. I'm out here for y'all, man. I make money on YouTube. I feel proud about that. I'm not going to ever apologize for making money on YouTube. I work fucking hard. I make videos every day. I go live. I give my time. I give my energy. I'm making thumbnails. I'm doing this. This shit is work. But when I was demonetized for 3 months, did I stop making videos because I wasn't making money? That should tell you a lot more about me than some of you guys think. I want to remind you guys of that. I give a fuck. Okay. I'm not trying to make y'all a better DoorDash driver. I'm trying to make y'all like I want us to just challenge each other in a lot of different ways and use DoorDash as just an avenue to improve our lives, man. I've said that since day one. It's behind me on the fucking wall. I love YouTube money. It's a business. That's nonstop. Absolute mic drop, man. And I love it because you can look at it like a business very analytically, but then it's also like the best of both worlds. We both have communities that are growing. We meet great people. I meet great people in person all the time. I see them in the comments. It's amazing, man. That's how you impact. You grow communities and you share ideas and experiences, right? And, I'll never apologize for making money on YouTube, ever. I will never apologize for that. Multi-app to survive, you got a multi-app hunter, absolutely. The bet is the word. Spark is afraid of taking more severe measures because of the new world where I can identify as a Siamese Asian monkey or whatever. Yeah, I think they've definitely done some things in some markets. They have tried to help out some of the issues Spark is having. But it's really hard for them to. You got to remember there are organizations selling drivers information and running these apps with bots, using blockers in parking lot. Like there's a lot happening in some areas, man. It's crazy. I learned a lot this weekend, and I knew it was there. But when you hear it and see firsthand information from somebody that knows what's going on. Oh man, there's going to be more coming out about what's going on about all that kind of stuff for sure. 2 swords. I am not going to be making DoorDash videos that DoorDash wants me to make. If they send me information about something coming up, I'll talk about it, report about it, give you my raw, real input. It might be something coming down the pike that I hate, and I'm going to blast them for it. So I'm not making videos for them. I'm making videos for me and you. I want to be very, very clear on that. Okay. And DoorDash, I don't have any paid partnership with them. Okay, those conversations have not happened. Money wasn't mentioned. Like I didn't. That's not the kind of conversations you have when you're first talking about stuff. Anything you do to screw these companies out of money, you better do it. Yeah. Hey, listen. I was talking to Sergio. He's got some things coming up. Possibly, I'm not going to share that because that's his information. But if you go watch like the Show Me the Money Club and you're watching the rideshare guy, Sergio doesn't hold back. He's got things. There's a lot happening, guys. Just a lot's going to continue to happen in 2024 and 2025. It's going to continue to evolve. I swear there is a group of guys doing that at Cheesecake Factory. It's happening, guys. It's not happening everywhere. I don't say that to scare you guys, but it's definitely happening. Cell box, signal jammers, group of teams, multiple phones, multiple accounts. I mean, some of you guys have 2 and 3 and 4 phones in your car right now. There's one of you out of 335, and hit that thumbs up. This is exclusive content, okay? Hit the thumbs up. I'm giving you guys some good shit here. I don't always do that, okay? Tonight, I've shared with you things that nobody else has shared, and this is firsthand knowledge, okay? So hit the damn thumbs up button, all right? But what was I saying? I lost my track of thought. Let me read that comment. I'll get it back. Anything you do, screw these companies. Yeah, there's more coming up. There's more happening, okay? But what I was going to say, out of the 322 you're here, there's somebody watching right now that has multiple phones in their car, and they're looking at multiple DoorDash and Uber Eats or Instacart orders at the same time with different accounts, and they're doing that just to survive, and that's their hustle. And some of y'all will agree or disagree with that. And then there are other people. There's teams of 10 drivers in a Walmart parking lot, and they each have 2 accounts. So there's 20 accounts there, and they're taking all the good ones, and that's why you are sitting in your car alone with 1 account, and you can't get anything. These things are real. They are happening. The companies know about it, but sometimes there's only so much they can do, or they're already too late to respond to it because the damage has been done. It's a fact, guys. It's a fact. Scanners, yeah, drones. I mean, these things are happening. I got 1 phone and 3 apps. There you go. That's what I got. I got 1 phone. I got 1 phone and 4 apps. Yeah, 100%. I got 2 phones, 1 for the plug and 1 for the big car. What up, man? Bentley is out of touch with reality of the average driver. When you're corporate, you're no longer in the trenches. Yeah, I mean, I think he still dashes. I don't know how much. Yeah, I don't know. I can't speak for him, but I see why somebody would have that opinion. And to be honest with you, listen, I don't work. I mean, I had DoorDash on for 12 hours last week. I was active for 7. I did Courier and Instacart as well. So I'm still pretty kind of full-time in the gig work, but I don't want to be. My goal is to continue to make money doing other things. Let me be clear with y'all. I don't want to be in my car 40 hours a week. That is not fun to me. It's not sustainable long-term for most of us. I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to just do that so I can be real for you guys. Well, Pedro's a real driver. What the fuck does that mean? So if I go out tomorrow and work 2 hours, I'm not really driving and making money. But if you work 12, that makes you a real driver. Y'all can miss me with that shit. There's, some of y'all are so delusional with like, oh, well, you got to be a real driver. You got to work 45, 80 hours a week. Right? Excuse me? There's more than one hustle. There's more than one way to make money because I work smarter and you're working harder. That makes you a real driver. That's absolutely absurd. It's absurd. So just think about that. Okay. Listen, and I shout out and salute all the people out there doing it full time, doing it grinding. I still grind, but it doesn't make you better than me because you're working more hours than me. Just think about that for a second. Nobody's throwing shade, 2 swords. Get out of here with that. Don't make me block you, bro. The confetti was great. Yeah. Real driver. Because I see it from other people in the comments. Well, Pedro's not a real driver. Huh? What? Huh? What? I've been hearing that for 2, 3 years. I'm not a real driver. Huh? What? Excuse me? I'm going on 11,000 deliveries. I've done like 4,000 ride shares, 2,000 Uber Eats. I'm a driver. I know what I'm talking about. Just eat takeaway messed up with Grubhub. Just eat takeaway messed up. I don't know what that means. What do you want to do then? Make more content? I love making content. Paid will be like paid to drive. I like y'all trolls. Y'all give me good engagement. Keep it coming. If you think I'm paid to drive, that's actually more insulting than anything else I've heard. I've heard that a couple times. I do entertain, but I gave you guys facts today. My experience at Herbivore, I brought you real news. I'm giving you real information. I'm being upfront, transparent. This is exactly what happened. This is what I think will happen. This is my goals. These are what the questions I would ask. And I'm going to continue to ask you guys, hey, when and if that happens, when I get a seat at the table and I'm going there, or they come here or whatever, and I'm having these conversations, I'll cherry pick some of the things I think that you guys that are really relevant, and I'll ask them. Harry Campbell had an interview with DoorDash, I believe it was last July. I had a video made with the guy right after that. I believe in August. I did a long live stream. He had questions that we submitted, and he answered them, and then I showed you guys the video. There's no reason I can't interview Tony just because Harry did it. Harry's been in this game a lot longer than me, but I'll say one thing: I will hit with the hard questions. And if they don't want to, if they're not comfortable with the hard questions, if I got 5 of them, I'll compromise that. You know what? Listen, I understand you might not want these 5, but you got to give me these 2. I'm gonna ask these 2. You can answer them how you want, and you best believe that will happen. I'm guaranteeing that to you guys right now. And the things that I say I'm gonna do, I do on this channel. You can like me, you can love me, you can hate me, you could think I'm dishonest. You can have any feeling and emotion you want about me. The one thing I've been very consistent was, if I say I'm going to do something, that shit fucking gets done. Whether it's conferences, virtual cons, Curbivore events. I told y'all one day I'm going to talk to DoorDash. I'm going to get a seat at the table. That shit's going to happen. Some things take longer than others. It's going to happen. What up, Kevin? Anyone consider being wind turbine repair people? I don't know what y'all talking about in the comments, man. That's crazy. Absolutely. As long as you're paying your bills, you're a driver. Yeah, it's crazy. We got to realize most people that do this work don't drive 80 hours a week, 40 hours, not even 40, not even 30, not even 20. They're still a real driver. Todd, thank you, man. I do make profits. I do take care of my family. I'm the only one that works. Madison stays at home. I got to hustle, baby. I got to. That's what I do. That's my role as a man in this family. So I'm always going to continue to do that. And if I can give you guys entertainment, relatability, help along the way, get some questions answered, it doesn't mean we're going to change the app, guys. That's silly. That's for birds. We're crazy if we think we're going to change the app. But we can get some answers, and then it is what it is. You guys got questions? Let's see what they got to say. Nothing wrong with that. I think there's a lot of value in that. Okay? And I've done this before at the casino, guys. We'd have surveys. We do this. I was sitting at those tables with the president of the casino, the VP of marketing, these people, right? The casino head boss. I was the F&B director, and we would dissect what the team was concerned about. We would dissect them, and we'd even bring in some of those people and talk to people. And change can happen when you have a seat at the table. I've had conversations with people that can spark change and be impactful. Like, you know what? You guys might be a little out of touch. I've had these conversations with executives. You know, you guys think they care about this? Let me tell you what they care about, because I'm actually in the kitchen with them. I walk the line. I do this. I do that. You know what, Tony, you think they care? I'm in the car. I'm in St. Louis. I see a program. I see this. I see lower base pay. I see you're paying us less on stacks. I see some safety issues when I did Uber. I see Instacart has, Curry, dude, y'all got some issues. Talk to me about it. I did that 2 months ago. Okay? You have to know, I am positioning myself to have the conversations with the right people. I can have them with you guys all day. I can have them with the merchants all day. But at the end of the day, we can only do so much, right? And it's hard to get us all together. But I'm going to sit at that motherfucking table. You best believe that shit. It's happening. Made $1,200 on Amazon Flex, DoorDash, 0. Great for you, man. $1,200. It's good. Slim Pimpin', what's up, bro? How you doing? Money's a motivation for most people. Yeah. And for some, I think for some part-timers, and I met some people today or this weekend, it's not money. For some people, it's like, I want to get out the house. There are people that just like to dash to get out the house. There are couples that dash on date nights, y'all. So that's how they spend time together. Instead of spending money, they make a little bit. We have to understand, we got to get out of our own driver's seat sometimes and realize there are a lot of people in this world that do this kind of gig work, side hustle work, for thousands of different reasons. And most of the people that do it don't do it for full-time income. I've told y'all that so much. So we have to understand, our perception and how we look at the apps is actually very different than most people. So we'll see what we get, but we'll see what we get. Let me give I gotta give, how do I do that? Hold on 1 second. Damn, I can't do that from here. I'll have to do it later. I gotta get mic drop a wrench. Helen, I do me. I like my music and I drive. Yeah, a lot of people do that, man. Midwest, appreciate you, man. I dash for extra income for family vacations. How long you been using them? Oh, I don't know. That's probably not for me. My partner is super competitive. So anyways, I just wanted to come on this live and share that information with you guys. I always said, and some of you guys remember, I've said this. I've said it on some lives, some videos. If I've never been contacted by DoorDash, some of y'all think I'm a shill. I laugh at you guys. You guys are stupid, okay? But you're entitled to your opinion, but you're dumb. I can say that. Just say you think I'm a shill. I think you're stupid. Mark it down, clip it, point blank period, write it down, makes you feel better, whatever. Put it in your hair. You're dumb. I'm not. You're dumb. I'm not. You're dumb. I'm not. You think I'm a shill? You're dumb. I'm not. That is just a fact. If you feel offended by that, you're in control of your feelings. I don't control your feelings. It's my opinion. You have one, I have one. You have one, I have one. I've never been paid by DoorDash. I like to keep saying it because I know it pisses y'all off. And I'm entertaining you, okay? But I told y'all, if it does ever happen, y'all going to be the first to know. I think I said it just a couple weeks ago. Here you go. This live is for you. I will always do what I say I'm going to do. I'm not always right. I'm not perfect. I'm a flawed human being. I've made many mistakes on YouTube and my life. But if I say I'm going to do something, you fucking believe I'm going to do that shit. This is what this live is about. Sharing you that information that I am going to have an open line of communication, like she said in the email, with DoorDash, so they can hear from you guys. We can hear from them. And I'll try to give you information maybe before it even is public knowledge to the masses. And I think there is a small amount of value in that. So, my 83-year-old mom loves the DoorDash for hours with me. We just laugh and laugh. Yeah, a lot of people do DoorDash in that way. They don't look at it like some of us do. And that's okay. That's what's great about the gig economy, guys. Oh, mic drop, barbecue? I don't know if you're referencing me or not, but yeah, I believe that. Stay independent, brother. I think you're still at a level of YouTube that's uncharted territory. Your true revenue bump hasn't happened yet. I believe that. I definitely believe that. I'm working towards that. I appreciate you saying that. But yeah, I mean, independence is important to me. But Pedro, you give them the non-tipper his curry? Cheeky chops. No, I actually been waiting to hear back from him. So listen, I'm not gonna press the issue with that guy. But hey, thanks for answering that question. If Pedro was paid by DoorDash, the checks wouldn't come the weeks he speaks about the bad things they do. He speaks the truth, and when it's good, he tells us when it's bad. I've always done that, man. Petty Pedro comes out, positive Pedro. Listen, I have different moods based on what the apps do in my week, and I just give you all that. That's it. That's all. I made just about as many negative DoorDash videos as I've had positive. I've been more positive in the last year and a half because the apps are so bad sometimes that I don't want to give them all my energy. I don't want to be miserable in my car all day long. I'm going to figure out things and how to manage it a little bit better for me. That's how I look at it. So, no, we are definitely products. And YouTube's it's been weird, Jeff. The last 6 months has been weird. Ups and downs, monetization this, the shorts, the lot. YouTube is really they've changed a lot actually for creators, and the way that the algorithm, I don't know it, but it's a tricky thing, man. You're right on with that. And I watch other channels and that at least are on the forefront or more experts within the algorithm in YouTube and creation. And I've been seeing some things. So you got to stay in front of it and be able to adapt with it and stuff like that. And I love making content. I really do. I love it. I love it. My numbers are whacked. Weird. I know what you mean. Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's just so weird. But I like playing the game. The YouTube game's fun. I like the analytics. I like looking at things. And I just make a video and I make it. I put a thumbnail up and you got to let it just do its thing. Sometimes a video hits and you don't expect it. One that you think is going to hit doesn't hit. It's goofy, man. It's crazy. Kenneth, yeah, I have not gotten the email. I'm waiting on an email from them from what I submitted on Friday when I got or Thursday when I got down there, but I haven't heard anything yet. It did say 4 days, so I'll see tomorrow, but yeah, I'm not really sure what's going to happen. So I appreciate y'all. I didn't want to make this a super long live. Hit the thumbs up, subscribe, share the content. I think this was a good live. I just wanted to share with you guys my experience and be completely transparent with the communication that I have formulated with the DoorDash team. Okay. And these aren't just, I mean, they're DoorDash employees, but these are, one of them was kind of up there. Okay. These are heads of departments, and these companies have a lot of departments, right? And the conversations were good. They, you know, we'll see what happens. And you know what? Maybe I never hear from them again. That's possible. But I'll say this. I got an email and a phone. I got a phone number. When you have somebody's phone number and they share that with you without asking, and they sought out your information without me I didn't hand them a business card. Hey, can I talk to you? No, this was very organic, very casual. I played it cool. They sought out me in that regard. And they knew that. So this is, I'd be surprised if she just was blowing smoke. I can read people. She's not blowing smoke. More to come. And I'll share things it is what it is. I'm going to give it to you. I'll give you my opinion on it. And then you'll get information. And, we can stop guessing. I think a lot of us guess. We assume. I do it sometimes. I think the tier program is coming. Like, it could be tomorrow. Tomorrow's the 1st, right? I will not be surprised if it comes tomorrow or this summer to St. Louis, because it's going to other places. So when these companies change things, I'd like to know before. Why not? We can better prepare ourselves so you guys can move accordingly. You can say, oh, that tier program's coming to Salt Lake City. Oh, I don't know. Let me get on another app. Ooh, Uber's doing this. Ooh, let me get some private clients. Like, knowledge is power. Ooh, Instacart's going to get bought by DoorDash. Ooh, what does that mean for me? Do I need, so if I can get this information to you guys a little bit before you would get it in an email, or you'd hear about it from somebody in St. Louis like me, and you're in Salt Lake City, you're in Florida, you're in Cali, you're in Rhode Island, you're in whatever, right? That's good. Knowledge is power. The information you have, you dissect it, you digest it, you make it your own, and you continue to go out there, stay independent, make your moves, make your hustle, make your money. But when you have more knowledge, it's extremely valuable. What you do with it, if you can make it valuable if you choose to. You know what I'm saying? It's so important to me. It just is. And when I started seeing things and learning things in my market, and I've always told you guys got to be months ahead. Okay? If you're only thinking about tomorrow's Monday, April 1st. If you're only focused on, I got to make $200 tomorrow, you're losing. I'm going to say that one more time. Some of y'all won't agree. If you are only focused on tomorrow and the $200 you want to make, you are behind. You are losing. Some would say you've already lost, and you're going to continue to be on that hamster wheel. We need to be thinking about the summertime, the slowdown in your market, what's happening then. We should be thinking about fall already. We have to be, I've always said that and thought that we have to be thinking not about tomorrow or just this week. Those are small things. We have to start taking the knowledge we've acquired in our times in the gig economy, or your W-2 or your sports or whatever. Okay. And we have to start planning better. We have to start doing that. When you start doing that, you're going to have better results. It's not always easy, but you have to trust that, because I've done both. I've thought about just the next day, and I've thought about 6 months from now. And when I'm more prepared, but there's an old saying in the restaurant business. There's a lot of them, but this is any job. If you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. If you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. Bad managers, bad coaches, bad players, bad drivers are reactive to what happens. Boom. All the time. And they're not ready. I stay ready. Stay ready, guys. Stay ready. Stay ready. Stay ready. Okay? Stay ready. You're going to adapt. Things happen. It's not going to be perfect. Everything that you're trying to prepare for is not going to go exactly how you want, but you have to stay ready. When you start practicing that, When you can make harder easy. There's Cara Lawson, the women's Duke, the head coach for the Duke's women's team. They just lost yesterday to UConn. Shout out to them. I've been watching a lot of NCAA women's. It's fucking phenomenal. There's 2 big games tomorrow. If you know, you know. It's way better than the men's right now, but that's a whole nother live. I can talk about that for hours. Anyways, she talks about learning how to do harder better. Some people just get, this is hard. Life is hard. This is hard. I don't know. I can't do it. I can't do it. This is hard. If you have that mentality and you don't know how to do hard better and easier for you and get better at it, you're always going to be behind. If you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. I appreciate y'all. This is the only live I'm going to have. I'm not having StreamYard tonight. I want this live to stand alone. Please share the content. Hit the thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. More to come. I'm going to spend what I got rest of my week because I was gone for 3 days basically with my girls, if they're still up. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. If you're out there driving, drive safe, make good decisions. Hope you're making money. Okay. And if you're not, try to adapt. Okay. Don't get ready. Stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. Okay. If there's one thing you can take from tonight, think about that and how you can personalize that for you in the upcoming week, upcoming months, 2025, stuff like that. Super important in my opinion. I'll see y'all tomorrow. I'm going to hit the road tomorrow. I got some things going on. I'll make some content. Whatever happens, happens. It is what it is. As I start having more of an open line communication with DoorDash and the team over there, you guys will be the first to know. I'm going to promise you that. If they say something crazy to me, I'm going to tell y'all. I ain't signed no NDA. I ain't got no agreement with these people. If they want to show me some information or give me my thoughts, I'm going to keep it real, raw. I'm going to keep it a buck. And I'm going to tell y'all. And I'll tell them that, hey, what y'all share with me, they said in email. They want y'all to know some things. So we're going to break these stuff down together. And that's going to be what it is. If I find something out, that's probably going to be the next day's video or that day's video or that day's live. I'm going to give you in real time what we got going on with this newfound relationship. Relationship's a good word to use. And I'm going to keep it a buck with y'all. I can promise you that. You guys have a great rest of your Easter. Happy holidays. Appreciate y'all very much. I'll see you next Sunday and I'll see you tomorrow.